welcome. Hey, I'm so happy to be here. I am running a few minutes late. I was on a call with a client, having an amazing conversation. And now I get to be here with you guys answering your questions live on Mondays at 5 p.m. Hi, Julie Love. Amala, yay. Nice to see you guys. I am so excited to see you guys here. So, all right. So I have an announcement to make. I've been waiting. Dun, dun, dun. Are you ready? I'm going to move this here a little bit. I don't like seeing that dark hallway. It looks creepy. You guys ready? I have an announcement for you. I just opened the doors to the Leading Lady Academy. Yay! This is my 4 weeks. It's 4 solid weeks where me and I'm going to have 10 to 12 ladies come in, max. And each week we're going to be focusing on a topic. The first week is about learning to trust in you, that's self-confidence. The second week is all about connecting the mind and the body. So learning and knowing how to love your body and taking care of it and feeling sexy. The third week is going to be talking about relationships, romantic, friendships, family, how to have healthy relationships. And then the final week is going to be about changing your money mindset into wealth and receiving and how to actually own the money, like how to be the money's boss and make the money come and work for you. So each of these areas I'm dedicating a full week to on purpose because I've noticed that when it's just 1 day or 2 days or one worksheet, nope, it's not enough. And so when I dive deep into each of these topics, this is when I see transformation happen from within. This is what changing your self-concept is changing how you see yourself about these topics and then changing how you see yourself in relation to these different topics. So again, you can go over to ROSEYLife.com and sign up. It's called the Leading Lady Academy, and I'm so excited. There's 2 options to do it. You can either come in part. There's going to be a private Facebook group just with those ladies, and we're going to have some fun. This also includes every Sunday we're going to have a Zoom call with all of us together, and we're going to be talking about the upcoming work that you'll be doing. It starts January 31st, and I am so excited. All right, so questions. I already have one question. Hi, can't believe I cut the live today. Yay, I'm so glad you're here. Nice to see you, Caro. Charles, hi, I'm here with my lunch. Awesome. The Loving Rebel, hey, good evening. All right, so I have a question already for you. Someone emailed me and asked me what is a suggested daily routine, or I think she said routine, for manifesting and to practice being mindful or being in that state. And I think this is a really good question. And I know that there's a lot of options and suggestions out there on what you can do and what you should do. So I'm going to share with you what I personally do and what I've tried so many things. Okay, let's get real. I've tried a lot of stuff over the years, and meditation, scripting, affirming, all kinds of stuff. Okay, but I'm going to share with you what I do every day and what is effective for me day. I mean, it works. That's what I mean by effective. Okay, it works. So my strong suggestion to you, though, is to play with all of the things that you're presented with and see which one feels more comfortable and which one calls you, okay? Because that's how you know it's going to work. And playing around with them, testing them out, those kind of things. So my suggestion to you, let's start with the morning, okay? So you wake up And here's what I want you to know about the human brain. What happens? Whatever you left off with at night, if you went to bed, either it doesn't mean like the minute right before you fell asleep. It's like, let's say the last hour or so before you went to bed. If you were watching like a lot of scary movies or mystery movies or whatever, right? Zombie shows, all that stuff, right? This is the stuff that is the last bit. Let's say you got into an argument with a friend or a loved one. You were having a texting war. You were complaining about a post or a video or something, and you were ranting about it. And you went to bed all, who do they think they are? And, right? All those kind of things. Or you checked your bank account, or you paid a bill, or right. So think of all the things that we expose ourselves to. So whatever mood, whatever reactions you are having right before you went to bed, you are going to wake up in that state. So whatever state, let's call that you fell asleep with, the chances of you waking up in that same state are really high. Okay, that's the first thing, which is why they say don't go to bed angry. Right? I love that. And there's some truth in that. So when you wake up, what you want to notice is a couple of things. You want to notice what is going on in your mind. And I do this every single day in the morning, like before my eyes open. I notice, what is it that I'm thinking? What's the mood? And how am I reacting right now, right? What's the mood and what is it that I'm thinking about? And then I'll notice it. And sometimes I'm just like, I'm cranky and I don't care. That's okay. Just notice it. Next, decide if this is working, if this is like in alignment with what you desire. Is this a state that I love? Is this something that I want to be thinking? Is this a mood that's going to benefit me today, right? That's it. So far, we're just noticing, okay? This is gradual waking up and real fast too. This doesn't have to take hours. So you notice it and then you say, okay, is this in alignment with what I desire or a state that I want to be in? If the answer is no, then you say, okay, well, then if I don't like that, what do I want to be in? Right? It could be like, oh, I can't wake up. I can't wait to wake up and go work out. I can't wait to wake up and start on my business. Or I can't wait to wake up and hug my kids or take my dog out for a walk. And instantly right there, you shift, you move. Because when you decide what it is that you want to do in the morning when you wake up, then you start thinking about that, right? Let's say if it's about taking your dog out for a walk, right? You see his cute little face. You imagine yourself walking him and he or she's a good boy and did his thing outside so you can come back in, right? You imagine him being happy and wagging his tail. Let's say if it's about business, you imagine yourself waking up and you're like, okay, what would I like to nail today with my business? Ooh, what's a good idea for a newsletter? Ooh, what's a good idea for a video, right? What would I like to work on next? What do I want to do? Do I want to buy a domain name? Do I want to create a logo? Do you see? So whatever you woke up with, even if it was negative, crappy, or you didn't like it and it felt depressing or victimizing, what you do is you immediately choose what you want to do. Okay, so that's one thing that I do every morning is notice and become aware. The next thing that I do is I decide on reactions. That's where the videos, for me came from. And that's where those came from, because in the morning I decide today I want to experience this. I want to feel for me, I want to feel that, right? Or I want to feel, yes, right? I nailed it. I want to experience something cool. And after I've done that, then I get out of bed. Because guess what I just did? I took charge of my day. I put myself in the seat of, this day is mine. It's not going to happen to me. This is what's happening. So then I get up with a bounce in my step and I decide what I want to feel. And I might add to it as I go to the bathroom, go to make my coffee, right? I keep going. I keep deciding what's next, what's next, what's next. What do I want for me? So, and the other thing that I do is around midday, in whatever that means for you, I stop and check in with myself because I can get really busy working and I love what I do. And even though I love what I do, I pause myself and I drop the computer, I drop what I'm doing. I mean, I don't drop the computer on the floor, but I stop what I'm doing. And I will go sit on the couch, sit on the bed. I'll go stare out the window and I'll just go within and I'll close my eyes or I'll gaze out at the sky and I imagine something that I want for me, something that I want to hear someone tell me, and I'll allow myself to give it in just a couple of minutes. And then I'll stretch. I'll stretch my body and maybe I'll do a yoga class online or something, or I'll go for a walk or I'll do something and I'll give myself something. But I go within again. And then again, I keep going on my day. And then at nighttime, this is the other thing that I do. At nighttime, when I am ready to go to sleep, I make sure that I cut my communications off with people because I want to give myself at least 10 or 15 minutes to lie there in the dark, already lights out. I lie there and I imagine more things that I want for myself. And I think lovely thoughts and I say, today was an amazing day. Even if the things didn't go my way all day, I say, today was an amazing day. I might revise things that I wish that they would have been this way. I'm like, I'm going to paste on top and I'm going to decide this is what I want for me. And I move from there. And then I allow myself to go to sleep in something that I just love. And I love feeling and I love imagining, and I allow myself to drift off asleep there. I don't fall asleep to binaural beats. I don't fall asleep to someone talking. I don't do any of that because I noticed that when I used to do that, it was someone else feeding me. I wasn't taking charge of my imagination. I wasn't taking charge of what I wanted to be focused on. And if you don't teach yourself to do that, you're always at the mercy of someone else or something else feeding you. And that is, to me, very disempowering. So instead, do this for yourself so that you become less reliant on someone else reassuring you that you're okay and that you're doing things right, because you become your own evidence. I hope that helps you. That was a wonderful question that you emailed in, and I appreciate you asking. All right. I love Kid Ant. Yes. Hi. Let's see, Charles. So true. I would be really grouchy and I have bad days when I wake up at 5 p.m. But when I wake up around noon or bright and early, I always feel good and know I'm going to have a great day. Yeah. And, if you notice that I don't know what your schedule is, and some people work overnights and whatnot, so I don't know what yours is. But if you notice that you're tending to sleep too much or sleep in really late all the time, there's a few reasons why. One, you always want to rule out any medical stuff with your doctor. Two, a lot of times it's boredom in your life that you don't have anything to look forward to. So if you don't have things to look forward to, you don't feel excitement to wake up and to move. And you can create many things to look forward to. My gosh, you're creators. You get to create whatever you want. So some little habits of, changing up your routine. For example, when I go to sleep and I decide I want to start waking up earlier because I want to get more things done before noon, I just say I intend to wake up tomorrow morning before 8, let's say, or before 9 or whatever, right? And every single time I do that, I wake up like 10 seconds before my alarm goes off, like every single time. It's without fail. So that's because our mind, we're always listening. It's always taking our instruction. And it's like a little your alarm clock. It's constantly taking notes and keeping record of what it is that you're asking for. And it's so happy to deliver it as long as you give it instructions. Oh, good. I'm glad it's helpful. Mix. Hey, Rose. Hi, Mix. Your mood determines the fortune. The fortune doesn't decide the mood. That's right. Love and Revel. I love it. I love your name. Hey, Rose, how do you deal with waiting phase? Good question. I'm assuming that you mean for your manifestation. So if you feel like you're waiting, that means you haven't accepted that it is yours. Because if you're waiting for something, that implies that you're like waiting for something out there to be delivered to you or to come to you. Okay. Does that make sense? So when you're waiting for something to come to you, right? But when you understand that you manifested this already here in imagination, that means it's already yours. It's already in here. It already happened in your inner world. It's not going to happen. It happened. And that is a huge difference. When I know it happened already, and out here it's just the echo. So you're going to experience it twice, right? So like I said before, if I experience eating chocolate cake in imagination, I'm like, okay, right? Wash it down with some milk, gulp, yeah, all right. That was just an imaginal act, right? So now I'm going to experience it the second time in the 3D world. So we're not waiting. We already have it. We've received it. And the waiting period, right? I don't want you to get tripped up on the waiting thing. So when it echoes into the world, if you're referring to that, right? We don't know how and we don't know when. In fact, the more you stare at water waiting for it to boil, what happens? It seems like forever. But if you run to the bathroom or go do something else, it's already boiling. You're like, oh my God, you got to come back and turn the stove down, right? Because it happens so quick. You know it's going to boil. You don't have to stand and stare at it. So when we have that waiting feeling, that's usually what happens. So one of the things that I suggest that you do if you feel like you're waiting, and this will work and nail it every single time, is you going within and having the inner conversations of hearing someone congratulating you have it. If it's about another person, hear the conversations between you and that person, right? Because the more that you make it, it's here, it's in here, it's in here, the less that you're out there seeking it and looking for it and needing it and looking out the window, waiting. Remember that commercial? The lady at some commercial where she's at a store waiting for the store to open, right? That's what it kind of feels like. So when you go within and hear what you want to hear, you see what you want to see, that's how you bring it closer to you. And it becomes more natural and you feel more confident and more peaceful. All right. Bob Kelly. Hi, Rose. Will that intent work for someone who wakes up 4 to 5 times a night asking for a friend? I can turn off my chatter, but it's been the same things. So, okay. So if you intend, what I would do if your goal, I'm not sure if I understand you correctly, but I'm going to take a shot. If your goal is to be able to sleep through the night, right? Because you want a restful sleep. That would be my intention, right? No matter how much sleep I get, okay, you said yes. No matter how much sleep I get, I always wake up feeling rested. That would be me. And that is actually something that I do say to myself. No matter how much sleep I get, no matter what time I go to bed, no matter what time I wake up, I always wake up feeling rested. That's an assumption. And you can create that. So now you're not obsessing over the clock and looking at how much sleep you've had, right? And if you do wake up a few times during the night, you're just like, that's okay. One of my clients that I have has struggled with waking up, and she flipped it around and says, oh, this is cool. When I wake up, I hydrate, I drink water, so that now when I wake up, I'm hydrated. So waking up is an opportunity to hydrate my body. So she took what seemingly looked bad or negative and didn't focus on the fact that she has to wake up and it's a pain in the butt, and now she's not going to wake up feeling good. And right, no matter how much sleep I get, I wake up feeling rested and I'm ready to go. So I would focus on that intention. And what would it feel like to know that that's you now, always rested? What would be different? What would be different in your day? Imagine yourself feeling energized and being able to do whatever you got to do without feeling the drain. Maybe you're working out, maybe you're doing new things, and you're going to notice that you're going to find yourself led to do things differently throughout your day because you maintain this. I always get enough rest and I always feel rested when I wake up. All right. Hope that helps, Bob. It's perfect. I looked at the clock every time I wake up. Thank you. Yeah. I would take the clock out of your room too. If you have an alarm, set it. Don't put it in your eyesight. Just don't even bother with. If you got to get up, go pee, go get a drink of water, go back to bed. Don't mind the clock. Mind the gap, but don't mind the clock. When I worked with my clients in therapy practice and they'd come to me for sleeping issues, that's what I suggested they do, is that they remove any lighting to stay off of their devices at night and to just put the clock, because that you teach the mind to get fixated on something and it's going to look for it every time it's awake, right? But if you remove it, it's like, oh, so now what are we doing here? Do you see? And also, if you feel wide awake in the middle of the night, I'd get up and start cleaning. Watch how fast you get sleepy. It works. Mix. Hey, Rose, always dwell in everyday problems and circumstances, which I cannot ignore them, that at the end of the day, I found that I didn't spend a minute for goals and I feel upset. Well, first of all, let's get you out of judging yourself right there. All right. Judging that you didn't meet your goals, judging that you didn't get what you wanted to get done. And also, you said problems and circumstances, which I cannot ignore. This is a story that you're telling yourself, that you cannot ignore what you see. And if you have something that needs your attention, something that you have to address, or it needs you to fix it, or whatever, it needs a solution, right? You give it your attention, but it doesn't mean that, one, you're screwed and that these problems have a hold on you, and two, focusing on, if you're saying focusing on my goals, I'm not really sure what you mean by that. I'm not sure if you're saying that you didn't have time to imagine your desires or those kind of things, because you can do that on the fly. I do that when I'm here live with you. I hear myself having conversations with my desires. I can do that when I'm washing dishes. I can do that anytime. So I don't have to have this undivided, holy, humble, spiritual guru attention to manifest. All right. We're doing it all day long, and we're doing it when we're doing other things too. And if you have the time to slow down and just like have that moment of silence, it's so fast. So, I just recorded a new podcast today with a friend of mine from South Africa. Many of you asked me to do another episode with him on the ROSEY Life Podcast with Cassidy Jacobs, and I'm going to upload that probably tomorrow. And it's a really good one because we do talk about what it feels like when you're going into SATs and what it feels like when you're going into imagination. And so I think that episode will be helpful for you. Mix. Okay. Let me know if I answered your question. But I would definitely change your story about you can't do something, because yes, you can. You can do anything. You're powerful. JSLA 25. Yep, that echo phase feels like forever. Thank you, but it's not. We make time feel like forever because in manifesting, there is no time. In fact, we give time meaning. We're the ones that make time mean something, and we're the ones that make time feel like forever, or like, gosh, that was fast. Because I know you've said that before too. You're like, oh my God, it's been a week? That went by fast, right? So we're the ones giving time meaning all the time. All right. Bob Kelly, that's not going to happen. All right. Charles, woohoo. Oh, about the podcast with Cassidy Jacobs. Yeah. He and I get on those podcasts, creating podcasts together, and we can talk forever. It's a great episode too that we made, and I'll put that up. Maybe I'll put it up tonight. We'll see if I can get around to that. If not, tomorrow for sure. Julie Love. Hi, definitely manifest that podcast with Cassidy Jacobs. Y'all are amazing together. Thank you. Yes, I know several of you asked and he reached out to me again, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it, man. It's so good. Bob Kelly. Oh, the clean in the middle of the night. Yeah. Well, if you can't go back to sleep, go scrub the toilet or your bathtub. You'll get sleepy. When I ask people to do that, they're just like, I don't want to. And I said, it's not the point. You're not going to want to, and you're going to want to go back to sleep. You're going to be like, I'd rather go to sleep than scrub the toilet. Right. And some people have like gotten into, I'm going to go organize. I'm going to organize my whole closet. And they just get up and turn the light on, and they start a little bit, and they're gone. They're like, I'm done. I'm sleepy now. There you go. I'm always going back to sleep. I'm sticking to that story. Good story. I don't blame you. I love my sleep. So let's see. What other questions do we have? I answered that one at the beginning, but so I don't know if you're just coming in, I announced that I just opened the door to the Leading Lady Academy, and that I opened that tonight, and it starts January 31st. I don't know. I haven't checked. I don't know how fast those spots are going. If you don't make it into this session, this academy, it's January 31st for 4 weeks. If you don't make it into it and you still want to go in, just email me and I will put you on the wait list for the next one, which will be in March. All right. So that'll be the next one that I open up. So I'm going to be doing these again as several times in the year. I'm not sure how many times, maybe 4 or 5 times. So if you don't get in this time, just email me and I will put you on the waiting list, and you'll be at the top of the list for the next round. All right. Always go back to sleep. Okay. Just signed up. It's going to be so much fun. Oh, yay, Julie. I'm so excited that you signed up. That's awesome. Oh, yeah. It's going to be good. The ladies in my private Facebook group, Wake the Hell Up Sleeping Beauty, if you're in my Facebook group, I announced this earlier today at 3. So if you're in that, it's a public and it's free. Anybody can join. If you're a female, sorry guys, they get first dibs on all the courses and openings that I have. And then I send out a newsletter, and then I announce it on YouTube. And then I'm going to Instagram after this. That's how I roll things out for launches. All right. So join the Facebook group if you are interested. Just make sure you answer the questions and you agree to the group rules, because the moderators will not let you in. All right. So But yeah, we're going to be covering, it's all about self-concept, because look, what I've learned the hard way, and maybe that's why I had to learn it, so that I could have the experience of making this difficult for myself, and that I could turn around and teach this, because I know this was my desire, is to be able to do this and teach about the law and teach about having the life that you desire. But what I have learned through all of it is that if you don't have confidence and trust in you, and you don't allow the authentic you, the real you, who you really are, come through, it's going to feel hard, and it's going to feel like a struggle, because you will have a difficult time believing in yourself. That's one. Two, you'll feel like you're going for a desire and you're not really sure if that's what you want or not. You'll also feel indecisive, like you don't know what you want, but you know you want more. These things are all coming from you not being true to you. And I'll be honest that most people don't know how. And in doing psychotherapy for almost 13 years, that's what I taught, and that's what I saw so many times, is people struggle with being authentically who they are, because they feel like that's not enough, or that's not good enough, or they should want better, they should want different. So we get on our head all kinds of wonky things about our family, our culture, our genders, roles, and all of these things. And we have all these conflicting stories going on. And then we're like, decide, what do you want? What do you want? You're told in the manifesting community, right? You're like, come on, decide. What do you want? Do you want this one or this one? Do you want this, or this, right? And you're like, well, can't I have all of them? And you're like, yeah, but then why does it feel so hard to commit? Because, oh yeah, like I had this one woman who was telling me, I don't know if I want this guy or this guy. And I said, okay, well, what if you combined them both and it was a new person? Would you want that one? And she's like, oh, wow. Or what if you took the things from one that you like about do you see, you have so many options, right? But here's the problem with all of that when I don't know who I am and I don't know what I want for me, I look for it in someone else. And that's where people suffer and struggle with. So knowing who you are, knowing how to trust in you, makes everything so clear. It's like, the waters part. Charles, dark nights pass into early mornings. Wake up and smile, surely adoring. The world is ready to welcome you. Beautiful. Yes, the world is ready to welcome you, the one and only you. And I love working with people that come to me, and you can tell they're hungry to start a business, or they're hungry to have a hobby or something that's their own. And they're trying things, and I can see them forcing, and or they copy other people, or they try to mimic other people, because they're trying to find themselves. And that's okay, because everyone has a different path. But when I work with people one-on-one, I'm really damn good at this. I have to give myself kudos, because when I listen to someone speak and someone explaining who they are, right, what they love, what they like, and what they've tried and what they're doing, I can really quickly already hear and I feel who they really are and what their true desire is, right? And I just kind of lead them. I don't tell them, but I do guide them into it really fast, and showing them, look, this is you. Do you like this about you? Oh, yes, I love it, right? And then I have watched so many people evolve like that, and then turn it into a business, turn it into a career, turn a relationship around into what they wanted it to, because I pulled out who they really are, and I just guided them through it, right? So this is part of you changing the concept of yourself, seeing yourself as the man or the woman that you desire to be, which is always going to be the truest form of you. And then you make decisions, you build a life, you create a relationship, you create a career, you create anything you want. From that standpoint, oof, you're unstoppable. Watch out, world. Here you come. So, all right. Let's see, where are we with time? All right, guys. So if I'm not going to have any more questions, it was so wonderful to see you guys. I'm so happy that you're here. And if you guys have more questions for me, just shoot me an email, rose@roselylife.com. I love hearing from you guys. And those of you who have emailed me, and I respond to you as soon as I can. And it's so lovely to see your success stories and to see the aha moments coming in all the time. So, Charles, thank you. Thank you. So, all right. I'm going to let you guys go. I will see you soon. I love you guys. And go to rosylife.com, sign up for the newsletter. All right. I'm going to go peek and see how we're doing on the course now, ladies. See how many spots we got left open up. Mix, I mean that I keep thinking in everyday triggers that annoys me, trying to find solutions and found myself forgot to do my affirmations and visualizations. I don't know if you were here at the beginning of the video, Mix, but I'm going to suggest that once I upload this live, that you go back to it, because someone asked me what a daily routine would look like for manifesting and to just like help them remain in the state, or, well, you can't remain in one state all the time. Don't get that. But like, what is a manifesting routine? And I went through really detailed and described what my personal one was to give you great ideas on things that you can try out for yourself, Mix. And I would highly suggest that you go back to the beginning of this Q&A and listen to that, because I think that will make your life a little easier, so that you're not forcing and trying to make things happen, that this just becomes natural, a part of your life and who you are. All right. All right, you guys. I will see you next week. All right. Bye.